Hey guys, uh, chapter 10. Yay, we made it to the end. It was a good book. I have to say, I learned a lot. I'd say the last three chapters were probably the most educational for me. I think a lot of um, it leading up to that was very informative, but I think I took more of an impact from it, or it had more of an impact on me um, in the last part of the book. I think it's so important in his rules, his ten commandments. I think rule number 4, which was the consistency rule, rule number 5, um, which is the active parenting rule, and rule number 7, I think keeping up with the technology. I think all three of those were really the ones that hit home for me. Um, of course, if you don't keep up with the stuff that your kids are using, you'll never know exactly um, what's what the good and the bad will be out of any of that technology. The consistency is probably the biggest thing that you could do as a parent or anything else. I know in my wife's job and in mine, it's just so important for us to be consistent, to enforce those limits and those rules, because those kids know that they need that. And you know, if any kid will be, if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. So, you have to be consistent in the way you enforce things. Um, and as far as keeping up with the technology, we we are lucky because in our jobs, technology isn't so much forced upon us, but we have to adapt to the changing times, and that's so we're fortunate that we get to use a lot of that, and we're familiar with it. Um, the active parenting, I mean, if you're not taking an active role in your child's life, it's going to be very tough for them to either respect your limits or anything else, or to want to, fold you into their circle. It's going to be very difficult. So I liked all of it. It was a great book. I really enjoyed reading it, and I've recommended it to a few friends, and I'm going to even let a couple of them borrow it. So, hope everybody has. We'll talk to you later.